involve collaborations between the executive and the legislature, that is the National Assembly. And then the one that involves constitutional amendments are what we are battling now. Now, the government will find a way in achieving that. But you see, we just have to find a solution to our problems. And we need to sit down to discuss this issue. And I can tell you, if you go through these recommendations, virtually solutions has been provided to many of our problems. So that is the angle I want us to look at it. Some people lob it into this place. You have not been able to prove that.
I'm coming at this point. Let me say something to you.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what the delegates are doing now that the National Assembly cannot do? Please. Can you just tell me what the delegates are doing
Before
now?
I answer the question.
No. Please. Can you tell me now what these delegates are doing now that the National Assembly cannot handle? Please, can you just tell Nigerians?
Now, I'm going to answer the question, but I will tell you something before.
Please answer me.
You will know. I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to answer that question.
Okay.
But you are well aware of the fact that the achievement this conference have made within these past few months, the National Assembly have not been able to achieve that, even within in their 4-year term.
Those achievements translate to constitution, to Nigeria, to the new Nigerian constitution. I've just put it to you. I said, what is it that they are doing now that the National Assembly cannot do?
Now, I'll tell you, the National Assembly have not been able to do this because of the fact that they have many of the players there have vested interest in one thing or the other. All those people who came for this national confab came in with the best of intention.
So you are telling me the National Assembly is inferior to the
No, nobody is using that language.
You have just said now that the National Assembly, I put it to you earlier, I said, what is it that the delegates are doing that the National Assembly cannot do? And you are telling me that the delegates have succeeded in doing certain things the National Assembly cannot do. Then, why must those recommendations go back to the National Assembly? No. It's a question to you. Nigerians are asking these questions, and I represent those people on the streets of
You have to show me how you represent them.
I represent. I'm an activist. I'm a grassrooter. So you tell me the difference. What they cannot do.
You need to get this point clear.
I've got all the points clear. Tell me the difference. What is it that they cannot do?
What the National Conference is doing is even much more than what the National Assembly will have done. And that is the truth about it. The National Conference have been able to gather the best brains in terms of the delegates. They have been able, even the management committee are the best class.
I think you are speaking as an insider. You have just insulted somebody like me that have a honorable House member as a senator or as a National Assembly member, because it means you are telling me that the best brains are in the National Conference. They are not senators. They are not
said that.
No. But you have not answered this question. I asked you earlier. I said I represent the common man on the street, and the question has always been, what is it that they are doing?
I'm sure you are aware. I'm sure you are aware that the National Conference was inaugurated by the executive.
Do me a favor and do Nigerians a favor. What is it in particular that this National Conference is doing or has done that the National Assembly cannot do or wouldn't have done well?
Have the National Assembly been able to bring in the recommendations that the conference brought?
What recommendations?
All the recommendations that you have seen?
Those recommendations? Yes. Which recommendations?
I'm sure you are aware.
Mention 1, 2, 3.
I'm sure you are aware that
recommendations, I can also make recommendation. And when I make recommendation, of what effect is that recommendation to the ordinary man on the street when such recommendations cannot be passed into law?
No, you are making a mistake.
It's not a mistake.
Most of these recommendations are, like I told you earlier, some may be statutory, some may be constitutional, some may are in form of policy. Now, I'll give you a very good instance. Now, even within the presence of the executive now, we have the president having his cabinet members. The Minister of Agriculture brought in policy guidelines that determines what operates within its ministry. Now, if the conference is bringing in recommendation in relation to policy, for example, the Committee on Agriculture have brought in so many recommendations, which the government may look at, the minister may also look at it and see how he synchronizes it with the existing policy between the agriculture ministry, that's the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, and they go ahead to implement this policy. Now, they don't need any legislative approval for that.
Sorry, are you aware that at the national conference right now, the leadership of national conference decide to tag it a draft constitution? I am coming.
Making a mistake.
I am coming. They said it's a draft constitution, what they have prepared, and members of the delegates are saying no, that it's only a proposal to amending. Okay, there's a difference between a draft constitution and a proposal. I think I subscribe to the proposal. And for me to subscribe to that proposal, all I am saying is that a proposal does not stand a test of time that you are making Nigerians understand that all the decisions they have taken at the National Assembly is the best, and it should be, it has been taken into. And I'm telling you that that's everything I've said there has to go back to the National Assembly, which is the alpha and omega.
Sure
I am coming. And what Nigerians are yearning for. What Nigerians are yearning for is no recommendation. Nigerians are saying that the 1999 Constitution is a fraud to them. And for instance, in that Constitution of 1999, it is said that we the people, I was not there, it was imposed on us. Nigerians are saying that is wrong.
Just like you said, you are representing Nigeria now. When you have not been elected, you said you are a grassroots member. Who elected you to speak on their behalf?
I said as an activist.
Anybody can be an armchair.
You cannot be an activist. You see, as an activist, I'm a grassrooter. And I represent the masses on the street on daily basis. Okay. They ask me questions.
All right. There was something he said about the recommendations. He said, he was a question to you. He said, he who pays the piper dictates the tune.
Yes.
The recommendations that have been put forth, you said that they're good recommendations. And
excellent recommendations.
Excellent recommendations. Okay, your choice of words. Excellent recommendations. So, do you think they were born out of the fact that the piper asked them to bring forth those recommendations?
Well, I want you to know this. The government constituted this conference with the best of intention. Now, we have been able to gather the best of brains to deliberate on the way forward in this country. These have resulted into landmark recommendations. It's now beyond the government to decide how to undo these recommendations in terms of implementations. Now, like I said earlier, there are some recommendations that involve statutory. That is, you have to present a bill to the National Assembly. There are some that are purely policy. That is, the president does not need to go to the National Assembly to achieve it. There are new ideas that is being...
And all this were included in the recommendation?
Yes! So, you see, just like we were saying the other time in terms of in terms of allowance, Nigerians are just been misinformed about many things going on in the
conference. Can you tell Nigerians as an insider, tell Nigerians...
I'm not saying as an insider.
I'm aware as a Nigerian that when it was inaugurated, it was publicly made that each delegate took 4 million naira at the end of the month. And I calculated it, 4 times 3 months is 12 million. So most of my friends there, I'd question them. I say, my friend, you are richer by 12 million. Now, can you tell Nigerians how much the money is? I'm also aware that whether it's 4 million or 2 million,
I don't know.
Billions of naira is also to be wasted. And I've just said it to you. You are not to prove to me that this conference of today is not one of those conferences we have had.
Let me tell you, this conference
is
no. You see, let's get this right.
We're getting it right.
This is one of the best things happening